My name is Paul Pachowski, and I'm a charter boat captain out on Lake Erie. I go out fishing every day. I love to fish. I love to be on the water. I'm not a happy person unless I can see or touch the water.
It's impossible to separate fishing from the culture and economy of the Great Lakes, especially for those like Captain Paul, whose business depends on an aquatic food web healthy enough to support top predators like walleye.
Back when I started this 30 years ago, anybody could go out there and catch their walleyes, just throw a lure over the side of the boat, put the rod over your shoulder, don't even pay attention, and the rod will jerk down and you'd reel up a fish. Now, in order to get your fish, you gotta be pretty much on your game.
One threatened habitat that's good for the Lake Erie food web are coastal wetlands. Abundant vegetation provides habitat for young fish and invertebrates, creating the base of a food chain extending out into the open lakes. Today, 11% of all remaining coastal wetlands in southeast Michigan are contained in the Nature Conservancy's Erie Marsh Preserve. So it's here that a major restoration is underway to restore what little remains of this valuable habitat.
Coastal wetlands provide a variety of ecosystem services and habitat for fish and wildlife. They filter water, and water that flows through them actually comes out cleaner once it's been through a wetland. So they provide clean water, they provide clean air, and they provide habitat for fish and wildlife.
A 4-phase restoration project broke ground in June of 2013, aimed at re-engineering an outdated system of dikes which separated the marsh from Lake Erie more than 60 years ago. Increasing knowledge and technology helped site managers devise a plan that improves habitat quality and makes management more efficient. Central to the project is re-establishing the historic connection between Erie Marsh and Maumee Bay.
The area within the dikes has actually been segregated from the open bay for about 60 years just because there's not currently a fish passage structure that fish can swim in and out of the preserve area freely. So one of the key components of this project is putting in a fish passage structure and reconnecting the hydrology between the diked wetland and the open bay.
So the purpose of the water control structure is to allow fish access into the marsh to provide additional spawning opportunity, and the fish passage structure will allow them free access to come and go and do their thing.
Fish are not the only beneficiaries of this restoration. The area is critically important to resident and migratory bird species that need healthy wetland habitat. The new design will help site managers move water throughout the preserve to better control invasive plants and promote habitat diversity for the millions of migratory birds that pass through the Great Lakes each year.
This project will have 10 management units, and each one of those units we can control and manage for a particular wetland type, whether it's emergent wetlands or some deep water marsh or mud flats for shorebirds. And the beauty of it is that we can manage multiple wetland types in a very confined space.
Once the restoration is completed, Erie Marsh will be at the peak of its biological potential, and 946 acres of healthy, functioning wetland will once again help drive the Western Lake Erie Basin ecosystem.
Well, from a construction perspective, these kind of habitats can bounce back really fast. The habitat response is almost immediate. I've seen projects where we're under construction and water comes in a rainstorm and the birds are already there.
With a little bit of investment at this point, we can really get a big bang for our buck, and these areas just need a little push in the right direction before they spring back and they regain some of their historical quality and benefits.
Lake Erie only has 2% of the water, but it produces 50% of the fish for human consumption that come out of the Great Lakes. That's a big number, and that's why this area is so important to not just protect, but to help flourish.